Hi, Chantel here with Two Sisters Homesteading, and today I'm going to tell you about my face cleansing oil. So I've used oil to clean my skin for probably at least 10 years, and before that I really never used facial cleanser. I used hot water and a rag. I've never been a huge makeup wearer, so I never had a lot of makeup that needed to be removed, and so that's just kind of always been my go-to. Even in high school, when everybody was like smearing Noxzema and OxyClean pads on their faces, I just never really was into all of that, just because it cost money and I didn't really know what it was and I didn't really need it. I never had a lot of acne problems, and so that's just kind of what I did. Now, in the beginning of perimenopause, if I'm just going to be really honest, I had a super oily skin. I always had oily skin, but it got crazy during the beginning of perimenopause, and I started getting these breakouts, hormonal breakouts on my chin and neck. And so I used to use castor oil. It's really good antimicrobial. It's really good anti-inflammatory. It's really thick, so it's good for oily skin. It doesn't clog your pores. If you wore a lot of makeup, it would be a really good cleansing oil because it's super thick. You put it on and kind of use a hot wet rag to wash it off. I don't use that anymore. Now I use sunflower oil because sunflower oil is really high in vitamin E and antioxidants that are great for helping with wrinkles and anti-aging and keeps your skin looking young and fresh. So this is what I use now, and this is just a 16-ounce bottle of 100% pure, natural, organic, cold-pressed sunflower oil. I found it on Amazon. So you can use whatever carrier oil you want. There's lots of good oils for lots of good reasons. For anti-aging, this is the one I use. And because this is 16 floral ounces, I have 7 different essential oils here that I'm going to put 15 drops of 5 of them in, and 2 of them I'm only going to do 10 drops. But 15 drops, because you can kind of do like 4-ish drops to like a tablespoon of oil, or a couple tablespoons of oil, a tablespoon to a couple tablespoons, depending on how strong you want it. And so this is just what I do. And so I'm going to start with rose essential oil. Rose is a natural astringent. It's really high in vitamin C, which obviously boosts collagen, is good for wrinkles. It lightens sunspots and scars, reduces redness, and improves your overall skin texture. So I'm going to do 15 drops of it. We've got the rose essential oil in. Now we're going to add lavender. And I forgot to mention that I do like Young Living essential oils. It's what I use because, again, it's a brand I trust. They've done tons of research on this essential oil line. They're, authentic. You know what you're getting. Lavender essential oil, also really great for your skin. Full of vitamin A and E, and protects the skin from free radicals, promotes healing, relaxation. But there's also been a lot of studies about the bioidentical connection to lavender essential oil and estrogen. So I'll always put it in my skin cleanser even before I knew that, but especially now as I'm fighting aging, I'm definitely wanting to include it. So I'm putting 15 drops of this in. Also going to include 15 drops of carrot seed oil. Carrot seed, obviously full of beta carotene, which is a natural sun protection. So give yourself that natural UV protection. Also very high in vitamins A, C, and E. So it's going to repair damaged tissue. It's going to help rebuild collagen as well. So I'm going to put 15 drops of it in. The next essential oil that I want to make sure and include in my oil cleansing is frankincense oil. Again, this promotes the formulation of new cells, rebuilds collagen, improves skin elasticity, and so I always want to make sure and include frankincense oil in my essential oil cleanser. 15 drops as well. Another essential oil that I always include in my facial cleanser is neroli, because again, this is super high in vitamin C. So there's tons of synthetic products you can buy online for your skin full of vitamin C. These are natural vitamin C. So that's going to promote new cell growth. That's going to boost collagen growth and improve elasticity. So I'm going to put 15 drops of it as well. So back when my skin was acne prone and I was having hormonal breakouts, I focused a lot more on antimicrobial, antibacterial, astringent properties oils. So I obviously always used my rose and my lavender and my carrot seed because you need that sun protection. But I also used to use tea tree oil. I don't use that any longer. If that's something you're struggling with, you might want to add some of that in. It's a little harsh on my skin and I don't always love it. Though if I ever do have a breakout, a little bit of tea tree oil goes right on it. but I do still use rosemary essential oil. It's also still a little harsh, so I'm only going to do 10 drops of it instead of 15. But this does protect your skin against those free radicals also. It's high in vitamin A and C, so it's also going to help build collagen and even skin tone. So I'm going to put 10 drops of it in because it's also antibacterial. And then the other oil that I'm going to put 10 drops in is myrrh essential oil. Myrrh is a great cleansing oil. So it's really, really got high antimicrobial and antibacterial properties, cleanse and purifies your skin, reduces inflammation, and really high in antioxidants. And so I'm going to put 10 drops of this in because, again, it's a little strong for my skin, and so I don't do quite as much of it. Now I've played around with the thought of putting some ground turmeric in this, which I have here because turmeric, there have been so many studies about how great this is for hormone support and hormone balance and resurfacing and keeping your skin balance nice and soft and even skin tone. And so I've played around putting this in here, but I'm just kind of afraid that the pump would clog, and so I'm not going to. But I think I am going to make myself a little facial scrub or a facial mask that I do maybe once a week that I'm going to put turmeric in. So stay tuned for that. But otherwise, that's it. This will last me, this bottle, I think it would last a normal person if you used a full pump every night, like 2 months. But I don't use a full pump every night. I use like maybe a half pump, maybe, 3/4 of a pump. And so it's going to last me like 3 months or more to use this every single night. And I'm just going to put it on my face, rub it around. And again, I don't wear a ton of makeup, but oils are great makeup removers. So I have 2 daughters that wear mascara every single day. They put coconut oil on their lashes, helps your lashes grow, takes your makeup right off. So if you want to use coconut oil instead of sunflower oil, you can do that. But sunflower oil will also take your mascara off. But you just put this right on your face, rub it everywhere, rub it in, and then I'll get a rag wet with hot water and just wipe it off. And that's all I do. That's my facial cleansing routine. Now, I do have a couple of dry spots that are happening as I'm getting older, which I don't love because I've never had dry skin, but sometimes I'm getting some dry patchiness on my cheeks or forehead. So I have always kept oil as like a moisturizer. And so I have a little jar, a glass jar that I just keep pure, unfiltered, cold pressed coconut oil in, and I will keep some lavender, rose, and carrot seed oil and frankincense, just those 4 in that a lot of times. And I'll just put that on a little bit, dab it onto those dry spots before bed. And that's kind of my moisturizer. Though your skin is super moisturized after doing this process, that just gives me that extra moisturization when I need it in the evening when I'm going to bed or in the morning when I wake up. And I know what's going on my skin and that it's good for it. All right, so as soon as I finished that video, I kind of had a why the heck not moment because I've wanted to put turmeric in my oil cleansing. I've been wanting to use it on my skin. So I thought, what am I waiting for? Why the heck aren't I using it? So I went ahead and did it. I put a full tablespoon of turmeric essential oil into my cleansing. And here it is here. You can see it. And I mean, that is what it looks like on my skin. And perhaps, I've just put it there on the top front part of my hand. Perhaps there's a slight yellow hue to it. I don't even know if you could say that. But you could perhaps say there's a slight yellow hue to the oil cleanser, but barely, if at all. So I'm really glad I added it because I'm excited to see what turmeric essential oil is going to do for my skin.